Hi guys. And I'm back. Hope you didn't miss me too much. But I hope you missed me. So, just done a little bit of crafting. Got the crafting level up to 32. I have no trade skill vitality left, which means I'm only getting regular XP for it. Instead of bonus XP. Here's Rafik. You may remember him. He's the Ratonga who wants to be a pirate. I helped him get pirate clothing, a pirate hat, and now I have made him a pirate weapon. How's it going? I have your adornment right here. Mutagenic essence and artisan's amalgamation recipes are my reward, along with 85 gold. Money, money, money. Hoorays! Once I finish this weapon, I'll be equipped like a pirate. And here's that recipe for you. It's a potion that gives you better chance at getting rare components when transmuting things. My father's specialty. Thanks. I'll give it a try. Next, I goes to talk to some people about a pirate crew. I talks to you later, Dvalder. Yeah, I look forward to it. Actually, I don't. Can I sell these? I don't know. I'll find out by trying to sell them. I don't think I can sell them, or I think they'd have shown up. I can't sell anything to him. How about the trader? No, so I don't want these clogging up my inventory. Good evening to whomever has joined me. Happy Tuesday? You had to pick a day of the week that you were least likely to be happy on. It would probably be Tuesday. Might be Monday. But at least the weekend is still fresh in your memory on a Monday. Let's see. What do we got? Wrong button. Right button. Further research. That's crafty bits. Solid foundation. Holden McKendrick. What actual freaking adventure level am I? 32. Stonemason, I need to find several bits of enchanted stone. He'll give me a bow. Do I really want a bow, though? I'm not sure I really want a bow. That's the research. Watchman Plarg. Well, where's Watchman Plarg? Travel to the Steam Font Mountains. I think those are adjacent to us, but I'm not sure. Let's check. Steam Font Mountains. Have we got Steam Font Mountains? It doesn't look like it. 1 to 20. 1 to 20. Should be in the 30 to 40. It's not the Enchanted Lands. No. 35 to 45. Sounds dangerous. Those areas all look pretty dangerous, except for Timorous Deep. Huh. Well, my memory was that it was adjacent to us, but it doesn't seem like that actually is the case, as we've got Greater and Lesser Feydark. Well, let's... Since we can now fly, let's do so. Getting flying in a game like this is like getting your first car. The whole world seems to just open up. That'll take us across. That's the Steam Font. Okay, good. I'm glad I found out where I want to go. Steam Font. I do remember adventuring in Steam Font, and glad my memory was correct, that I accurately remembered that it adjoined butcher block here. Lots of gnomes and quests for gnomes. There's no helping that, I suppose. So that's Lesser Fey Dark. Steam Font is only accessible from this zone, I guess. And we're off to Steam Font. And we're in the Steam Font Mountains. Well, there is one of the quests I have to turn in. We'll start with that. Watchman Plarg. Fine name you have there.
Hey there.
Hiya, how you doing? Back, I say, filthy kobold, your time here is through. No kobold. And they are verbose. Ooh, level 37, that's a little bit dicey for me. Need to kill 5 spiders, 5 coyotes, and 5 mountain lions. Well, let's go ahead and summon back our mercenary, Lady Lie. There's one dead coyote. And so it begins. Mountain lions? Mountain lions too. Just whack them for their temerity. Ooh, a higher level mountain coyote, a level 38, and I'm only level 32? Yeah, 32. I think 6 levels higher than me. Am I manly enough to defeat it? Of course, I kind of have a lot of help. Lady Lie is quite useful indeed. Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. With a mercenary. Don't think I'd want to try it without the mercenary, though. I think I'd die. Well, we also need spooters, and we got spooters over there. I think I will yoink the spooter with a ranged attack. Get the unfriendly others over there. A treasure chest. Spell book, but not for my class. Sad to say. All I will get from it is some cash money. Oh, we've got another turn-in over there. Oh. We'll just work our way over there, killing one critter at a time that we need for our quest. A little, not very high impact leveling, sure. Strong blood of the wolf. A coyote is not a wolf, guys. Come on, man. Did you never take a biology class? I swear. Some people. That is another level for me. I'm now level 33. Storm of Steel. Why did Storm of Steel not show up on my hotbar anywhere? I was just looking for Storm of Steel. When I was looking for it, I couldn't find it. Is it not actually an attack? Is it a proc? Is it attached to some ability of which I'm not aware at the time? I'm not sure. I went looking, I couldn't find Storm of Steel. Flash of Steel? Yes. Storm of Steel? Not so much. Good evening. Hope your Tuesday doesn't suck. I'm just killing some of the wildlife, you know. Sad to say it's necessary there. A hazard, ooh, 38. Much higher level than me. But fortunately I have a mercenary. Yeah, I was actually mentioned a couple minutes ago that I was wondering if people had to choose the day of the week they're most likely to hate, it would most likely be Tuesday. I know everyone says that they hate Mondays, but at least the weekend is fresh. You've got your energy. Tuesday is, you still have 3 full days ahead of you, and the next weekend seems so far away. So I would say if people were to say, pick a day of the week they're the least likely to like, I would go with Tuesday rather than Monday. Most people would say Monday, but I think if they thought about it, well, they might go Tuesday. Level 42. The level 42 quest, we cannot track that for quite some time. As that would just get us dead. Oh, spider. Yellow recluse. Come back here. Don't you walk away from me when I'm talking to you. An arachnid leg. Yeah, that sounds about right. The second half, anyway. It really did fuck with things, COVID, didn't it? All of people's established routines kind of went to hell. And now a lot of companies don't even want to let you have the work from home, even though the work from home has been shown to, in most cases, be a net positive for the employer. They just don't like it because they can't keep an eye on people. They can't keep their thumb on people, even though productivity was higher for most jobs, not all jobs. Alright, that's all the mountain lions I need murdered. All I need is just a couple more spooters. I see spooters. Oh, God. Yeah, the hospitality industry was just about exterminated by COVID. In a lot of cases. So many restaurants. Just couldn't survive. I mean, which is logical, but also extremely unfortunate. Sure, I can kill 3 spooters at once. They're spooterlings, so they're small. Let me knock them down. Can you really tell if a spider's been knocked down there? Huh. Question. That should be all the spooters. It is all the spooters that are needed to kill. All the coyotes and all the mountain lions. Odd collection, but gnomes, what are you going to do? Well, I mean, it depends. A lot of the places here in Silicon Valley had to wangle away to find, to basically allow for outdoor seating, as transmission rates are much, much lower outdoors. Now, obviously, that doesn't work everywhere, and it doesn't work year-round. And the studies about enclosed spaces, unmasked, why they would specifically target restaurants as opposed to other places where people were unmasked, I don't know. A lot of times the laws that were being made, the regulations that were being done too fast and without sufficient thought. That, I think, is definitively true. I have new earring. Now, it shows 2 earrings, but in fact it's only 1 earring. And we want to get rid of the one in the right ear, the bugbear bones, to replace with a hoop of gnomish spirit. Bugbear bones replace with gnomish spirit. And I have made my numbers go up. And in an MMORPG, that's why we do it. Yes, there it is. Cultural Division wants you to kill a lot of kobolds from both sides of the Mazkeen and Grekbar tribes. These will be new shoulders? Yep, new shoulders. Ah. Well, I assume a lot of that also held true in Europe. Yeah, and unfortunately, the not believing in stuff, well, millions of people dead worldwide, but don't worry. It was all made up. Trust me. I need a sample of the Mazkeen concoction. Well, let's stealth up and get a sample of the Mazkeen concoction. It is a truism about us humans that we will find a way to convince ourselves of almost any kind of stupid bullshit if it's to our advantage. I'm going to assume none of these are going to be able to spot me. Except maybe the witch doctors. Where's the concoction? Where is the concoction? Should be right in front of me. Is that it? No. Oh, there's the strange concoction. I'm definitely going to need to kill these guys, as they are most assuredly not going to approve of me picking up the concoction. So I'm going to stab them in the back. Unfortunately, we only got one extra. Alright, we got them all. We'll get the strange concoction. I need... Wow, I have to kill all kinds of different flavors of them. Well, apparently I need to kill more of these guys, so guess what? Sorry, dude, your number's up. Alright. Mazkeen Warrior. Gotta kill a couple more of those. Jesus. Yeah, well, obviously you were just having a bad case of hysteria. It was a hysterical coma. You had been convinced that you had yeah. Yeah, I mean, if anything like that is about as bad as it gets, short of, you know, staying horizontal forever. Yeah, I've certainly heard of RuneScape. I played it once before for a couple of nights. Not old school, what I refer to as new school RuneScape. And I reinstalled it not too terribly long ago with the intent of starting up an alt account on an alt email and starting again from scratch. So I would expect that is likely to get played here sometime in the next month. So you have, in fact, read my mind in that I reinstalled it like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. You see, I don't think, that one doesn't interest me much. I actually watched, who was I watching? I was watching somebody playing the other day. I was watching Josh Strife Hayes play what he refers to as Lazy Man. As opposed to like hardcore, instead of having to do everything by yourself. No, Iron Man. It's Iron Man and he has like Lazy Man. Iron Man is you have to do everything by yourself. For him to do Lazy Man, he basically would simply follow people who were watching his stream and tell them what to do, and he would follow them and then do things. He was on old school, and I gotta say, it looked old school. But I could see, for instance, if I find myself having fun in new school, my loyalty point tokens have increased by 2. I could see myself then trying the old school OSRS. Alright, let's see. What more do we need? Do we need any more of these dudes? Don't we need any more? Need one more. Need savages. Stab. Stab. And really stab. I'm out of poisons. I need to get some poisons. First of all, you're making sense. Second of all, given how much I enjoy getting drunk as fuck on stream, I'm not going to say a negative word to you about it. That would be hypocritical of me. And so far, you're doing fine. I'll let you know if you become incomprehensible. What are you drinking tonight? That is an important question. It is certainly possible that I might complain about your choice in tipple. You know, I had not even considered that. I'm certainly familiar with the game that's coming. That's fine. I myself am a firm fan of vodka. Pretty much never get hangovers anymore since I switched to vodka. But my drink, and I don't think it's one you would care for because literally most of the Europeans who have tasted the American beverage known as root beer, they use the word vile to describe it. But us Americans, a lot of us, a big summertime treat would be a glass of root beer with a scoop of vanilla ice cream in it. It's a root beer float. So what I do is I take vanilla vodka, a splash of cream, and I add root beer to it. And so for me, that's my choice of tipple. When I'm drinking on stream, that's almost always it. There have been a few times I was drinking something else, but not often. What else do I need to kill? Anything else down here that needs dying? I don't think so. Nope. Well, it depends. I'll never understand the people who like the various anise flavored drinks. So that would be your Pernod, your Ouzo, your Jägermeister. But then I never understood how anyone could like black licorice either. So there you go. You see, to me, that stuff does taste vile. What am I looking for? Grick Bar. I need to find Grick Bar and more Mazkeen Raiders. Where are the Grick Bar? I have not seen Grick Bar yet. Yeah, that's almost every country in Europe has their own anise flavored liquor. And no, I can't deal with them. I've never liked the black licorice flavor, anise flavor. Fennel is about the only thing I can stand with it. And even then, I don't want it too fennel-y, if that's a word. As for Gollum, I hadn't considered playing it on launch day. Really? Normally the correlation is if you don't like the anise-flavored liquors, you're not going to like black licorice. Actually, I'm not sure if there is, if, for instance, in Europe, red licorice is a thing. Essentially, there's two kinds of licorice in America. There's the black licorice, anise-flavored, and red licorice, which is more of a, strictly speaking, a candy, a sweeter sort of candy. I'm not sure if you would normally consider black licorice really a candy. But then, I don't really eat it. So I certainly don't consider it candy. I consider it punishment for the sins of my fathers. Well, I need another ranger, or another raider, and there's a raider there, so bad luck for him. Why did I catch every single mob in the entire zip code? Oh, at least we'll get that one taken care of. Knock this one down. Move to the front of him. Do some more stabification on him. They got my mercenary half dead. I will fly out. I don't know much about Finnish cuisine, either the liquids or the solids. I myself am distantly descended from Swedish nobility, I'll have you know. And by distantly, I mean, yeah, so distantly. Well, mostly, what most Americans would know if they know anything about Scandinavian cuisine, it would be things like, what is it, the Norwegian, like lye preserved cod, the ammonia filled awful shark thing that I think the Icelanders eat. Well, everyone pretty much hates the Swedes. I've never been. If you'd like to know how distant, my mother's family name, they had a coat of arms, and it was quartered with the Swedish Royal Arms. So I think that means that as far as they are concerned, they consider me a primate. Or worse yet, an American. Let's mount up. I need to find... Oh, for some reason I am out of the area where I have the questy bits, so the questy bits must be there. I'm flying. Am I flying the right way? No. That way. Interesting, I didn't know. I would have expected more Norway-Sweden rivalry than with the Finns. Generally, most Americans, if they know anything about Finland at all, it's Nokia. And that's changed over the years, too. Those are tagged. They're fighting something, but they're tagged, so I wouldn't get credit for fighting those. So I think I need 3 mobs. Well, we got 3 different flavors of mobs here, so that's a nice thing. When we're now going to we're going to kill them all. And it's kind of my deal, you know. Most of my knowledge of history regarding Finland is the Winter War and World War II. That's about it. That is a completely understandable way of looking at it. I now understand the Scandinavian relationships. Well, the whole Winter War. When I was younger, I read a great deal about World War II. After all, I was born only 15 years after World War II ended, so it was kind of present in culture at the time. Movies, TV shows, all that stuff. Is that another freaking level? Another level for me. Right, yeah. Yeah, it went to shit when it got bought out by Microsoft. What a surprise. I have discovered Camp Redcap. Nokia was a great company. But they did not react anywhere near fast enough when the iPhone came out. And that doomed them. It also doomed RIM. Research in Motion, the guys who do BlackBerry. They really didn't understand how much the world had changed. After the announcement of the iPhone, I remember reading my immediate responses, because I was actually working in the cell phone software industry at the time. And my response was, well, that's going to change absolutely everything in cell phones. And contrary to that, shortly thereafter, Research in Motion issued a press release talking about how they'd managed to compress their text in their emails even more. So Apple is saying, here's all of this stuff you'll be able to do with your phone. And Research in Motion announces, your text files will be even smaller. There's a new movie coming out about, I'm not sure which of the Scandinavian countries, but one guy and some German troops, and the one guy basically going John Wick on a bunch of German troops. It's a 4-letter name for the movie. I need one more I need a cobalt kidney. That's all the man needs. It's just a cobalt. Sisu, that's it. I actually saw an ad for Sisu on Twitch. I'd seen the trailer previously, but I did see the ad for it on Twitch. It looks bugfuck crazy in a good way. Right, yeah. The other analogy I've seen is people said like John Wick. Over the top, extremely violent, but in a creative way. Yeah, exactly. Wait, what? It's not a documentary? Already 2 levels tonight. So it turns out fighting significantly higher level mobs than you, they give you a lot of XP. Who would have thought? I need 2 more Grick Bar Scamps. Oh, and the sample of the concoction. There was a sample of the concoction just over there and I missed it because I'm a dope. I did not fly high enough, and I got friends. Alright, I missed the concoction over here, damn it. I saw it on the ground. Don't know why I didn't mouse over it and see if I needed it, but I didn't. There's the strange concoction. I'm sure I'm going to get a pull. No, I'm not going to get a pull. Oh, awesome. I will try to remember, but as an old man, I can assure you my memory is like a sieve. And it's possible that's an insult to sieves. So we got another scamp we need. We will throw a weapon at him and pull him. If we can. We pulled everybody but him. Okay, that's a thing that just happened. The other thing, of course, I know about Finland is the quality of their hockey players. You got your Teemu Selanne. I'm old. For many years, my local team, the San Jose Sharks, had Mika Kiprasov. I understand football. Well, now I can pull this guy, having killed everyone else in the area. I know the name. And that pulled a friend too. Lucky me. Everybody wants to play with me. So to speak. I have not followed hockey very closely for the last, I don't know, 6 or 8 years. I used to be a season ticket holder for the Sharks. So I used to watch and follow it very, very closely indeed. But I have not for a number of years. Yeah, like I said, I've sort of stopped. No, that is very cool. I worked with a guy at 2 different companies, actually, who was friends with a whole bunch of the guys in the NHL and grew up with them and was too small to make it in the NHL. He was about like 5'7", 5'8". I do not recognize that name. Donskoy I recognized. But I'm more of the old school. I saw Teemu Selanne play. We had Mika Kiprasov on the Sharks. I need one more Grickbar scamp. Oh my. He's stuck in Nashville. He must have done something really bad in his youth. He was a great player. Well. That's one of the things is the heroes of our childhood, when we grow up, we find out they often didn't. I have a shiny. A wrinkled mountain lion tail. Not one of the more interesting. Grickbar scamp. Nothing but a camp filled with Grickbar scamps. It's the Grickbar scamp camp. I managed to say that without stumbling over my words. I'm so proud. I'm going to knock them both down. And finish one of them off. Keep stabbing the second one. On account of he deserves it, you know. He's kind of a jerk. Okay, I need to find and study a kobold. I still haven't found the kobold kidney yet. I've been killing kobolds for a while. The 1 year we made the finals? I'm actually glad you liked it. I like living in San Jose a lot. I am technically in San Jose right now. And I've lived here in Silicon Valley since 88? Yeah, 88. Funny enough, it's a bit of a... It has still a bit of a small town vibe to it. It doesn't have much of a nightlife historically. Some places for sure. I mean, it's big enough that there are going to be some places, but it's kind of been sort of what we refer to as a roll up the sidewalks at night kind of place.
Hey there!
I've killed the kobolds and brought you the drink samples. I get new shoulders, and they're better than my old shoulders, and my numbers go up. New shoulders. Geobot 9. I also got a silenced, stenciled stalker amulet. We'll want to get rid of the blackened iron toe manacle. Blackened iron toe manacle and replace it with that. More numbers going up. You gotta love it when your numbers go up. I did get the cobalt kidney. Dun 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 dun. I get a book and an item. There it is. Cobalt Runed Claws. Yeah, oh, compared to LA, yeah, definitely. Where it's funny, San Francisco feels like a big city, but geographically it's very small because it's on the end of a peninsula. Yeah, also, San Jose is the third largest city in California behind Los Angeles and San Diego, but is significantly larger than San Francisco. Well, we do have sprawl, and it is in the heart of Silicon Valley, so yeah. If you were here for the finals, that'd have been what? 12, 15 years ago? Maybe even more? Because they only made finals once. I need to go there. Release Geobot near the Encanite Geyser. West Font Iron Toe. That's in the west. 2016? Maybe. Is it that long since... I mean, that recent since we were actually good? We've been so bad for the last few seasons, it seems like it's been forever. Yep. That was it. Overtime in hockey in the playoffs is the best. There's nothing in sport like overtime hockey in the playoffs. 2016, okay. More recently than I would have thought. It's just that we've been so bad for the last, 3 or 4 years that it just feels like it's been forever since we were competitive. Well, that makes sense. That would have been, still Joe Thornton at the height of his playing skills. What's that? Oh, relegation. Yeah, I can understand if relegation. Yeah, that would be, if you're a fan of that, it's like, oh, please, 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 please. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that entirely. Personally, I am one who, when I first discovered about relegation in football, that I wish we could bring it to our country so that we could have a method for punishing bad ownership groups. Because here in this country, when your team that you root for gets a shitty owner, you can be screwed for decades, maybe even a lifetime. Because they spend no money and they bring in incompetent people, and there's no punishment for it. They still make money. For instance, one of our football teams, the former Washington Redskins, now the Washington Commanders, the owner has been an incredible incompetent and an enormous piece of crap. And he just sold the team for over $6 billion. I would agree with that, although there are some people who take it as life. Football in life is life in America. But it's not always professional. There are large expanses of America where college or even high school football matters more than pro. Yes. Yep, man, you have what? The Glazers, I think, right? I need to AFK just a sec and get myself more coffee. I'll be right back. Yeah, yeah, the Glazers. Yeah, they suck. They're awful. One sec, I need to check on something. Come on. Give me a second here. I want to make... I've got a piece of information. I want to make sure I get it right. Come on. Yeah, okay, so... I'm a rarity in that I am a Californian who's been a hockey fan since he was a kid, and an American who's been a soccer fan since I was a kid. There was a show on the public broadcasting system, I think every weekend, my brother and I used to watch, called Soccer Made in Germany, about basically highlights from the week's Bundesliga games. And so my brother and I got to see a World Cup game. We saw the quarterfinals game at Stanford in 1984. Sweden versus Bulgaria, I think. Whichever Bulgaria or Romania had George Hagi. Because the guy behind us yelled Hagi, Hagi, Hagi the whole damn game. It was a show on PBS, the public broadcasting system, called Soccer Made in Germany. It was hosted by a British guy named Toby Charles. And we watched, and I gained a great appreciation for the beautiful game. The actual team rooting for in football, nowhere close to league even. Yeah, and I would imagine rooting for a smaller team like that in one of the nations where you have relegation and whatever the opposite is, promotion, I guess. If you can get your team promoted, that's got to be every bit as great as having your team relegated is awful. Well, and rooting for the local team, that's how most of us get into sports. Let's see. Search further notes. No. Dwarven blades. That's in the other zone. New plantings from among the high plains, shrubbery, and the thundering steppes. Why is this being tracked? Meandering auger. Stop tracking that. Yeah. I would, as I said, it's something I would love just so we can see some of the assholes get punished. Some of the terrible owners get punished for being so goddamned awful. It's a fantasy, I know. All right, there's a whole bunch of quests in there that I need to get. I'm not sure if I can fly in there. I think I have to find a way in. Yeah, well, similarly, or watching, I did find, this is Gnome Land Security Headquarters, by the way. Similarly, was it Leicester City? A few years ago, when they won the Premier League, they were 1,000-to-1 shots. That sort of story. That's one of the things that keeps me interested in sport. You know, when I was a kid, I was really interested in baseball more than the other sports. But that soured, thanks to the Yankees. Seeing the small teams put it in everyone's face like that. Yeah, exactly. That's the sort of thing that makes sport worthwhile. Not the big team winning again and again and again, which a lot of times the media seems to like because it makes their stories easy. No, it's the unexpected. I mean, in my lifetime, one of the very biggest sport things that ever happened was the U.S. winning the gold medal in hockey. 1980, I think. Because we had no chance. So as much as we Americans love the winner, one of the reasons that one stands out for us is we had no chance in everyone's mind. Now, I was actually watching those scores from the very beginning. I think the Americans had a tie in their first game. And I'll also note that beating the Russians just got us into the gold medal game. It didn't get us the gold medal. Yeah. But like we started with a tie with the Czechs, I think, in the round robin. And I remember telling people, hey, that was a great result for the team. Because I actually paid attention to hockey. It was. Okay, I wasn't sure. I was pretty sure it was one of the Scandinavian teams. But like most Americans, I remember beating the Russians in the semis.
Hey there.
I'm going to get some kind of grease sandwich. Can I? Is there some other gift I could get other than a grease stained sandwich? Well, it's not as bad, but it's not good. Hey, Canucket. Yeah, well, we've been talking a lot about sport, so you didn't miss anything. Wanted Bolka Bloodhorn. I will accept and then untrack. Yeah, too often we tend to put the stars into a makeshift team, and sometimes that works, and sometimes
Hello.
it doesn't.
Well met.
That is not a better weapon than I am currently wielding. Maybe on the offhand, but I will accept it anyway. This area, Canucket, is Gnome Land Security. And, yeah. Gnomes. What are you going to do?
Hello.
None, Canucket, last night. I ran a Call of Cthulhu tabletop game. We just got started, and it was a little slow going at first. None of them have played the game system before, and I haven't game mastered. this millennium. Okay, well, thank you for hanging out and chatting. I appreciate it. And good luck on dodging the hangover. I'm rooting for you. That's awesome. I appreciate the people who chat. I appreciate the people who lurk. It's just nice knowing somebody's out there.
Hello.
That would be exactly the same helmet I already have, stats-wise. And another quest over here. Linguologian Rusi. Woof, rough, yip, yuff. That means greetings, friendly traveler of the Sky Cave, in the Cobalt language, I think. Yeah. Gnomes, man. Gnomes. Did I get all of the quests out of Gnome Land? Nope, nope. There's one here, right ahead. Dead ahead. Quests for gnomes. How low have I sunk? Literally. Get it? It's a joke. I've sunk literally low because they're shorter than even me. We only had one person lose one sanity last night. Everyone else made their sanity rolls. He failed it. One of the people didn't examine the dead body, so they didn't have to make the roll. The other three did. One of them failed. You know, the body with the face with a horrible rictus of fear and pain, and horror, and the eyes having gone solid white and puffy, as if they'd been exposed to a great heat. And the body hadn't begun to putrefy, despite being in the cooler for a week, at which point it should start having a noticeable smell, even if it's kept in the cooler. And this one's got nothing. And when the autopsy was performed, no bodily stench came out because all of the bacteria in the body had died too. I'm sure it's nothing, though. Ah, I see what you did there. He'd only been in the chiller. He hadn't been in a glacier. New boots, but exactly the same stats. Ooh, but I'll get some steam font stew. Yay, I suppose. Steam font stew. Let me sell whatever junk I've got that is sellable. An arachnid leg. A book for the troubadour class. Seriously. My old manacle. Evidently, there are some dwarves who like being chained up. I'm not judging. A wizard spell. My former shoulders. Strong blood of the wolf. Yep, that's nice. And I want to keep that. So we do not want to sell. Well, and the reverse holds true as well. You get a lot of the obscure crap that comes out of my mouth. All right, now, is that all of the quests here in Gnome Land Security? No, there are two more over there. I think that's at the entrance, though. Gnome Land Security. Get it? It's a joke. No. material support. I should create a clockwork zapper. Experimental notes on clockwork zapping. Recipe for a clockwork zapper. Right, will that be here? Figures. It's not at this crafting table. Thanks, jerk.
Greetings.
Greetings! Gnomes. Needs venom sacks from spiders. I've already killed a bunch of the spiders, so of course he's sending out to kill more of them. And it's a ring of quality equal to what I already have, or lesser. Are they even trying? How do they think they're going to get people to help them out if they're not giving them goodies? New, useful goodies. There is the moon, which got hit by something. Some other celestial body hit the moon. I don't know the details. Between the end of EverQuest 2 and the start of end of EverQuest and the start of EverQuest 2, the moon got blown up. Wasn't me, I promise. As far as you know. I need more. I already did mountain lions, coyotes, grick bars. I never really understood why Star Wars Galaxy's texturing was the way it was, and I still don't. Not Star Wars Galaxy, sorry. EQ2. I mean, it came out essentially at the same time as WoW. But despite the fact that WoW has that cartoony style, I always felt that it looked better than this. Yeah, I can't speak for it. I mean, if you get close to the characters, they look a little bit more sort of era appropriate, right? It's it is appropriate with a game that is, 15 or 16 years old. But yeah, the terrain and stuff, I agree, and I don't understand either. I cannot explain. I've never quite grokked as to why the sort of gap was present, or it felt like there was a gap present with the quality of the visuals. I mean, they tried to go with something more realistic than WoW did, and it ended up, I think, looking not as good. Good evening to Trototoxin. Saying that name never gets old. Well, at least it hasn't yet. It's just a fun word to say. Mountain lion meat. Fresh mountain lion meat. The breakfast of champions. Knock him down. Didn't look like I knocked him down. Coyote flank. Mountain lion meat. I Alright, that's all the mountain. Nope, nope. I still need one more mountain lion meat. One more coyote meat, I think, too. I tell you, these gnomes have got very strange tastes. In food, and probably everything else, too, if you know what I mean. Alright, that's all the coyote flanks. Spooters. Spooter meat, too? Ew. I'm not a person who is phobic about spiders. But what I don't like about them is their tendency to show up in the middle of the night when you go to the bathroom and turn on the light in the bathroom. For one to be sitting there, perched right next to the light switch. That, yeah, I would imagine it would have a great deal of meat. But there's something about the way spiders walk. They never trip over anything. To have that many legs and not trip, they're intelligent. Don't let anyone say otherwise. They know what they're doing and they're keeping their eyes on you. Maybe that's not exactly true, but it feels like it's true, so that's good enough for me. I have 2 legs and I occasionally trip. If I had 8 legs, I would probably have to crawl everywhere because otherwise I would spend so much time tripping. All right, that's all the mountain lion meat. 4 wild radishes. Okay, I need to find wild radishes. I never give them high fives. I give them something to read. At velocity. I need to investigate Camp Cobalt. Well, these guys are not hostile. No, I'm stealthed. They are hostile. I have discovered Camp Cobalt. I will now exit. Ah, yeah, that will work. I once had a cat. Sadly, my allergies came so bad that I had to go to the hospital. Turns out, at a certain point, despite having had cats in the household all my life when I was growing up, I hit a saturation point where I had to dial 911 and get a free trip. Well, okay, not a free trip. An insurance-covered trip to the hospital. So, oh, that's all the venom sacs I need. Good, good, good. So I can't have the cat taking care of it. I can certainly see how that would be a very helpful tool in dealing with it. What do we need over here? 4 wild radishes. Grickbar Crater. Lovely and scenic Grickbar Crater. Come here for a vacation. It's a lovely vacation spot. That reminds me of the ads on Twitch for vacationing in Texas. To which my response is, I've been to Texas. Pass. Sorry if there's any Texans out there. I spent a week in San Antonio for a technical conference. The Riverwalk was nice, but it was hot and humid out. But on the other side, They had a place that sold alcoholic Slurpees, basically. And you take hot, humid weather plus those. That is a lovely combination. Almost necessary to survive. I had an incredible steak while I was there. It was at Morton's of Chicago. I managed to not fall into the Riverwalk, something for which I can be, I don't know if proud is the right word. I mean, I live in Silicon Valley, and I don't know why anyone would want a vacation here. And having visited Texas from my one visit, I don't know any reason why anyone would want to visit there for a vacation. Is she a native? Because I know that the natives are a little bit irrational on the subject matter. Why am I not finding any wild radishes? At the base of trees around the steam front. Ah, okay, maybe I'm just not looking close enough around at the trees. I mean, I am born and raised here in California's Bay Area, and unsurprisingly, I love it and have never left for very long. Everyone assumes that Alaska is this blasted, icy hellscape, but that is not the case. It is interesting, though, the different reactions. You got out and loved it, and now you're stuck. I don't want to say stuck. You're back there. I didn't want to put words in your mouth. I imagine, again, not having been to Alaska, I imagine a fair amount of it is going to depend a lot on the season and the exact location. Oh, I completely expect that, yeah. I don't do heat and humidity well at all. Let me, if I may use a not so subtle vulgarity, when it comes to heat and humidity, I am a great big pussy. The worst weather conditions that I have ever been in was that week in San Antonio, where at least I had the alcoholic Slurpees. Am I in the right area here for... I am, for the radishes. And the other was a month that I spent 1 week in West Virginia. At least the Riverwalk was a cool, by cool, not temperate and not thermally, but an interesting place. There was nothing interesting in West Virginia. The week I spent in West Virginia. Wow. I have to say, calling it the YT makes it sound a lot niftier, like a more awesome place. I need 3 more venom sacks. We've got a shiny sighting. Yellow recluse spider, but not one that I can get anything off of. No. Oh, that one looked like it had something briefly, the little icon. I am still looking for my first radish. I have found no radishes of yet. They're supposed to be around the bases of trees. But I am radish free. I am sans radish. There's another 20 silver to my mercenary. You know, if she wasn't worth her weight in silver, I wouldn't pay her weight in silver. Feral coyote. Is this where I release the robot? Yeah, I have to release the robot here. Release the hound! Okay, not the hound, the robot. Where did I put the robot? Not near any geysers. Yes, I am. There it is. The Geobot has been released. What else do I have to do in the area? Find 5 pale spitting spider venom sacs. Requires having quest Salt of the Earth, which I do not have. Pale spitting spider. Was which a euphemism? I euphemize frequently. That's euphemize, not euthanize. I have never, in fact, done any mercy killing. As far as you're aware of. I tell you, it's good having a mercenary who can kick a whole lot of ass. One more pale spitting spider. Sorry about this. Oh, little, not actually technically an insect, but still kind of a bug friend. That is all the spider sac samples I needed. Maybe if I lower the camera. I have seen that in the past, where if I was looking for something, it would flitter in and out of visibility depending on my angle to the ground. But that does not appear to be the case right now for finding the things that I'm looking for, the radishes. Still just looking for radishes. Have any other quests in the area? Doesn't look like I do. Well, what other quests do we have? That's all radishes, radishes. Dig up 5 pieces of Looklanite ore. They're found in the Grickbar crater. Of course they are. Where else would they be found? I mean, seriously. Who wouldn't look in the Grickbar crater for those? I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Maybe I shouldn't have eaten those mushrooms. Oh, quest turn in. Plunk. It's Watchman Plarg. Watchman Plarg would like me to help him find a missing agent. This armor is actually less good than what I'm currently wearing. Plarg? Really? You think this is how you motivate people? You give them something worse than what they already have? I have found my first radish, ladies and gentlemen. My first radish. I can't see it. I could see it, but I couldn't see it. I still can't see it. And I aggroed the spider. Thank you, Lady Lie, for taking the charge. That annoying critter decided that it had gotten that it was tired of living and it needed a break. So it wanted me to murder it. So I did. Ah, that's 2 wild radishes. Nope, no radish there. Oh, radish there. Nope, that's going to mean... That's a bad development for our yellow recluse spider friend. Oh yes, my new mount flies. It makes things a lot better. Another arachnid leg. And another, ooh, radish and a shiny. As has been firmly established by precedent. Shinies, under all circumstances, must be nabbed. Even if it's one I've already got, damn it. We'll grab the last required Steamfront radish. That's all of the radishes we need. Our clothing is pretty awesome. It's totally rad-ish. Oh man, my jokes, they are... jokes, sort of. What am I looking for? Need to search for any sign of remifulgation. An ownerless bag. I bet it's ownerless now, but it was probably Remy's before. I managed to find a place where I could safely stealth, or unstealth, and then re-stealth. There was much rejoicing. I didn't have to needlessly murder anybody. Not that I'm necessarily against that kind of thing. Okay, sometimes I'm actually for that kind of thing. A couple of quests to turn back in. Let's see what we got over here. Over here was dig up 3 pieces of Lucklanite ore. This is my flying bug. I spoke earlier about bugs. This is a flying one. I am an entomophobe. I'm not afraid of spiders. I just don't like it when they surprise me, but I am an entomophobe. I don't like the chitinous bugs. If they're big enough, like crabs or lobsters, they don't bother me. But beetles, say? They creep me all the way out. And we're heading down, and we're trying to stealth. We did not stealth before we got seen. Dead. Grickbar Battler. He's got to go. Bad luck for him. But he was next to the Lucklanite ore, and I need that. No, Gredbig would be a Gredbig scary thing for me. They are, for those who are not Lord of the Rings online players, they are enormous, giant bugs. I guess there's like this transition area, right? There's a beetle, say, that's maybe that big. I don't like them. Or a praying mantis that's like that big. Don't like them. A crab that's like that big. That's fine. A lobster, maybe that big. Sure, that's fine. Anything bigger than that, we're back into the no thank you territory. But it was a good point. I mean, I did say that the big ones weren't so bad. Well, Gredbig, I think my reaction to Gredbig would be in the vicinity of shrieking like a little girl and running away. Something along those lines. As something that's basically sort of a centipede, only 15 feet long. Am I rooted? I'm rooted or something. There we go. I am an initiate kobold hunter. I've killed enough kobolds to be an initiate. Exactly. They would be Gredbig mothers of bugs. Well, there is one of the right rocks I need, and there's the next. A Grickbard drudge. Pardon, sir. Excuse me. Okay, that's 2 Lucklanites. I think I need one more. No, I need 3 more. Well, that's like 3 times more than I thought I needed. And that will be 3 Lucklanite. Now I need 2 more. That guy appears to be by himself. Bet when he woke up today, he said, I'm going to do a little digging by myself. Everyone else seems to talk so much. I like to just concentrate on my digging. But now it turns out, doing it on your little lonesome, it just makes you vulnerable to a backstabbing asshole like me. We've got 2 things coming in. We have pulled everybody. What the fuck was that? I expect I'm going to have to run very soon. Lady Lie is already... Can I mount? I can not mount. I'm about to die, I expect. Yo, I'm definitely going... Oh, again, it was a boss mob. Same thing. That my only death since I come back to the game was when I accidentally pulled a boss mob, and now it's going to happen for the 2nd time. The exact same thing. Boss mob pull. No, when I first looked at her, after we pulled all of the mobs, she was already at half health. That wasn't even chivalry. There was no chivalry left. Well, I now can turn in a couple of quests. That one's outside. Oh, inside. Sorry. Yeah. What was that? Mountain lion attacking me because, hey, why not? The recently dead guy needs attacking.
Bright blessings.
Bright blessings. Oh, I got slashed and I'm bleeding. I might be able to have this guy repair me. Yes. No. He doesn't have repairs options. Curse. What good are you, Gnort Fizzlebottom? If you can't repair. He can't repair either. Why do they make this difficult? They do this in many games where a lot of the basic functions you just would like to be able to take care of, they split them out for some mostly useless feeling of Verisimilitude.
Greetings.
A band of flowing rivers. Not as good as what I'm already using. Or not better, I guess. One of them. It's the same as one of them, not as good as the other. Hodgmotton's Oxidizer. Eight seconds, it slows them for 38.5%. That sounds not very interesting. Another player. It's a frog luck. I have no respect for frog lucks. The entire concept behind frog lucks and Ratanga is antithetical to the things I believe in as a fantasy player. If you're going to go the lazy route and you're going to just anthropomorphize animals, don't just give them the same name. Ratanga for rats, froglocks for frogs. Please show at least the tiniest modicum of pride. And put in a little work. That's another level. That's my third level. My AAs are up to 92, my alternate advancement, and my adventure level is 35. I get Steam Font Stew. Yum. Tabaxi, assuming that it's based on Tabby. What are the two in Star Trek Online, or in the Star Trek more generally? You've got the Cations, C-A-T, for the cat race, and then the Klingon version. It's the Cation for the Federation, and then there's another cat race. Is it the Phyraxians? Cations for sure. It's not, I don't think it's Phyraxian, but it does begin with an F, I think. Oh. Cations is definitely one of them. Phyracians, I think. Is it Phyracian? Oh, this website is fucking awful. Yeah, Phyracians. Yeah, they're the Klingon side. The new boots aren't any better than what I'm wearing, except that they're not damaged. But fortunately, if I can find a mender anywhere, I can actually fix my busted ass gear, and it's not even busted, it's just damaged. There's got to be a mender here in town somewhere. Let's go ahead and look for a mender. Cory Bell is a mender, and they are right there. So I turn around, I head over there, and we'll find Cory Bell, who's a mender. Cory Bell the mender. I will repair all my stuff, which will cost me 11 silver and 74 copper. I'm not sure. Are they? I'm assuming they're cats, like tabby cats, in which case they would not get a pass. There's a fox race in WoW. Foxes are vulpine, so this race is called the Vulpera. It's so fucking lazy, it just really annoys me. Yeah, well, every once in a while you gotta throw a bone, pardon the phrase, to some of your smaller communities, like, say, the furry players. I need to kill more Grickbar. I killed shitloads of Grickbar already. Pandarans, also very good. Pandarans are a particular issue of mine because they literally started as a April Fool's joke. To my mind, that is when WoW jumped the shark. I actually said at the time, because first there was a leak. Oh, I need to resummon my mercenary. Hold on. There was a leak that, or not a leak, someone was looking through trademarks that had been applied for, and Blizzard applied for Mists of Pandaria. And everyone said, ooh, is this the new expansion? And my response was, pandas were a literal April Fool's joke. If this is the next expansion, and it was, the cover should have a panda riding a motorcycle over a tank filled with sharks going, hey. That is when Blizzard jumped the shark. And WoW jumped the shark. Quite literally. The expansion itself, I didn't play at launch. It was the first WoW expansion I didn't play at launch. It may be the only WoW expansion I haven't played at launch. I don't remember for sure. But it was the first. When I played it later on, the quality of the expansion itself was fine. The storylines and whatnot were fine. The class stuff seemed fine. But the entire concept was garbage. The garden and farm, the Farmville implementation was fine. Better than I expected. I thought I would hate it, and I didn't. It was okay. Oh, everybody's coming in again, although at least this time I don't think we've got the big boss mob. For WoW, they were an April Fool's joke, and they were, I believe, also introduced basically as a joke in Warcraft as well. Basically, there's one guy who works there who's got a thing for them. Samwise is either his name or that's what he calls himself. So either he's a pretentious jerk or his parents were hippies. My apologies to anyone here with the name of Samwise. I am just murdering all the Grickbar I can find. Grickbar Battler. This will be the last of the battlers I need. We need a lot more scamps and warriors. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll start on the warrior, and that'll pull the scamp. And the scamp's got to go now. Sorry, scamp. I've got nothing against Scamp. In fact, I love Scampy. Yeah, I would agree that Tabaxi, you can certainly at least make the argument that it's not just a play on Tabby. I mean, I'm kind of asked, is that a... Ooh, that's an elite mob. But not a boss mob. The boss mobs are awful. The elite mobs drop special loot. So... Pickle Nose. Well, sorry, Pickle Nose. I would certainly agree that if it is a reference to tabbies, it is a less obvious one. And it may be entirely unrelated. After, ooh, another earring. An upgraded earring. After all, I had no idea that Kinos in EverQuest and EverQuest 2 was just Sony EQ backwards until I was told about it. Much to my embarrassment. Yes, my response was twofold. It is? Holy shit, how did I not know? That's the exact sort of thing I normally notice. I notice when a word is spelled backwards. That may seem like a weird thing to say, but I do. There was an NPC in here, in EQ2, whose last name was Nialb, or Niarb. And I looked at it and went, Niarb, that's Brian backwards, or Nairb. That's Brian backwards. Come on, guys. You could at least try a little harder. But Kinos, I actually specifically liked the name. I thought it was a cool-looking, sounding name, and it never occurred to me. Maybe because I'd gotten into the mindset that it was a good name, and I didn't want to notice that I was being a bit dopey about it. Yeah, you did mention that. Well, I mean, I started playing this like 16 years ago. Spellshifter Zipowids. Spellshifter Zipowids, Hunter of Orcs. They are role-playing. They are helping out Fedwina. They are both in the Insane Asylum guild. I need a couple more Grickbar warriors. They are also using Lady Lie Crowe. Not a coincidence. Kind of amusing. Well, let's see if we're going to pull extras here. We pulled everybody again. Hopefully not the boss. Well, Lady Lie Crowe doesn't look like she's dying quickly, so I think we're fine. We're about to get another warrior, that whether we want it or not, though. I forgot. I've enabled that attack. I enabled the special attack by finishing off the collection for all of the bits. All of the Cobalt bits enables the special attack. And I believe I have all the Lucklanite rock I need now. No, do I still need one more? I need one more. Are they clearing out the area enough for me to get that one more Lucklanite? Spellshifter Zipowids is grabbing it. I do want to be careful that I don't accidentally pull the same bad guy I pulled last time, and ended up regretting it. Lucklanite. Let's get out of here. While the getting is, as they say, good. I found all the Lucklanite ore needed by Brom Knotwood. Up there, get poison samples. Well, let's head back. We're heading back in that direction anyway. We will go to Gnomeland Security. Brom Knotwood.
Well met.
It's a new hat with exactly the same stats as I already have. Oh, that's not true. It has more mitigation. I should have been checking. Some of the other stuff I got may also have more mitigation, in which case I should be using that. That's got resistances, combat skills. No, that's exactly the same. I'm not sure how that works with dual wielding. Those are the same mitigation. Or as those of us who are professional MMORPG players say, mitts for mitigations. Yeah, I gotta use this. It raises my mitts. Waywill Gearwater. Hello. Well, this is a new belt, and it's better than my old belt. So, I'll wear that. We've got to make the numbers go up. And he's got another quest for me.
Good day.
Good day. Interesting. A level 37 cloak is one of the rewards I can get from this quest, despite the fact that it would have exactly the same stats. Although it does have an effect, a proc. On melee hit, this spell may cast Ward of Security on the caster for 12 seconds, triggers about once a minute, and it wards them for 270 damage. So that would clearly be better than the one I've got. Its stats are the same, and it has an ability. Whereas this one just has more stats. And more stats. And more stats. And level 40. Interesting. It's a little bit higher level quest than I really want to do right now, although it is close by. Get poison samples from... No, that's not it. Find Gimbal Tinkerton. Is that on the map anywhere? The finding of Gimbal Tinkerton? Don't see it on the map anywhere. That's poison samples. I've got to get poison samples. I need to read Remy's Daylog. Huh? That is... Shanghai. That will improve one of my attacks by a chunk. About a third. That is my opener. Shanghai. That's I use it from behind. It knocks them down. Allows me to get off a couple of other must be behind to attacks. Daylog. Read. Examine. Okay. And read. Read. I have read his daylog. I received Fulgation's grappling hook. Is that a good thing? Finding Fulgation. I need to find a way on top of the hill near Camp Cobalt. Well, that shouldn't be too tough. Remember, I can fly. I can touch the sky. Not literally. Although I guess it depends on your definition of touch. The sky up above us is air, and I can touch the air, so I can touch the sky. I mean, it's a stretch, sure. Need to find a way on top of a hill? Wait, what? Oh, that hill right below us. Well, that looks like Fulgation's rations. Fulgation's field journal. Yes, I flew. I need to return to Watchman Plarg. It's, you know, it's not a great name. It's not a great name to be given, and it's not a very inventive name for the developer, designer to come up with, really. Plarg.
Well met.
If you say so. I get new pants that aren't as good as the pants I have in any of the stats. They're exactly the same in one of the stats, and the rest of the stats are worse. I will not be wearing the Raiders chain leggings of alacrity. Mazikeen Witch Doctors. Mazikeen is the name of a character in that Neil Gaiman created. One of the demons in hell that was loyal to Lucifer even when Lucifer closed down hell in the Sandman. You're welcome. I would live in California. I would live in the Bay Area. Not just because it's what I'm used to, what I like, although that's certainly a factor, but the weather in the Bay Area is incredible. It's great. Yeah, the weather is terrific. I mean, where I am in Silicon Valley, it can get hot in the summer, but it's hot and dry. And by hot, it'll crack 100, for a few days. A few times each summer, you'll get 3 or 4 days of heat over 100. But you never get the humidity, or almost never. Maybe once every 5 years, you'll get a day or two of heat and humidity. Like I said, when it comes to heat and humidity, I'm the biggest pussy. There, I said it. Having grown up in the Bay Area, I never had to deal with it. It was just something that never happened. And the few times as an adult that I've had to deal with it, I didn't get along with it. Now that should be 2 of the witch doctors, right? Well, we've got another one over here. I mean, even, trips to tropical locations, Hawaii, Fiji, all of those locations that everyone talks and dreams about, I don't think I'd like, because they're humid. No, they're not super cold. Because I've spent a good deal of my time working with and in server rooms. They're definitely not super cold. One of my jobs, I worked with the Cray supercomputer. Now that had a special cooling tower to keep it cool, and it was cooled with Fluorinert, artificial human blood plasma. If you ever saw The Abyss, the movie, the scene with the rat breathing liquid, that's Fluorinert. And that was what they used in cooling for some of the later models of Crays. We didn't have Fluorinert cooled. Ours was still air and water cooled. But we had a cooling tower. No, you'd be comfortable. Some of the people who felt it a little cold would wear like a light jacket or sweater or a hoodie or something like that. But most of the time I sat in shirt sleeves. Now, if you were going to be spending, an hour swapping tapes or something in the server room, you might want to put on, like a long sleeve shirt. But definitely not all that terribly cold. And that was the only server room I ever worked in that had a raised tile floor, where most of the cooling was run underneath the floor and then up into the computers. The rest of the computer labs that I worked in had a regular floor, had, you know, a considerable amount of high volume air conditioning or HVAC to keep them temperate, but none of them were particularly cold. As cold as it got was the raised floor tile room. And most of the time that wasn't that cold. I need 2 more Mazkeen witch doctors. Looking for Mazkeen witch doctors. Any witch doctors down there? Savages? Lots of savages. Doesn't look like any witch doctors. Yeah, I've worked with some cool tech, and I've worked with some very, very cool people. I myself am not a cool person, but I've worked with some very cool people. The guy who founded eBay, Pierre Omidyar, I worked with him. A really nice guy. Quiet, studious, very good at his job. I worked at a company that had a lot of the former team, the former Macintosh team from Apple, when I was at General Magic. So Bill Atkinson, Andy Hertzfeld, who also was sort of the biggest developer in Android phones, worked with him. General Magic was a really interesting company. There was a documentary made a couple of years ago about the company. Something like like the company that created the future, because basically a lot of the technology that ended up showing up in everybody's cell phone was invented there initially. That's 2 of those runes I've got. Where did they go? 1 group member received. Flip the disc over. Oh, I need to collect 7. Well, where did they go? Oh, that's them. Ah, I've got 3 of them. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. For many years, General Magic was famous as being the hardest interview. I need to search the Raven Eye Spire with the negative charged NF specs. Was considered the hardest interview in Silicon Valley. I didn't have to interview there. I was hired in as a contractor initially. And you didn't have to interview to be brought in as a contractor. And after I'd worked there 4 or 5 months or something like that, they made me full-time. Ah, up here. What the hell just attacked me? Well, she's fighting something. I don't know what. Well, whatever it is, it just stunned us both. Oh, the specs. The specs. I put on the specs. I can't put it on while fighting that figures. Evidently there's something invisible that she just killed. And now I gotta wait for it to respawn, presumably. Or not wait for it to respawn. Put my hat back on. Take that now. Let's see. Let's go ahead and return to our home base for to call it an evening. And poof. Like that, I'm away. Move myself back into over here. Yeah, I would imagine any company that has a large potential pool of employees can afford to be very selective. And historically, they had very, very high desirability, both of those companies. That has become significantly less as Musk has turned out to be more and more and more of a flaming asshole. A lot less of the bullshit that happened to the employees. Employees are just leaving now instead of saying, well, I'm working for SpaceX or I'm working for Tesla. I'm going to put up with it. A lot more of them aren't putting up with it anymore and are just going elsewhere. A kobold ear, kobold kidney, kobold paw, poison gland, arachnid leg, a less good ring, a less good cap, a less good cummerbund. Seriously, a cummerbund. Pants, not as good. Boots, not as good. Regenerating spores, that's a spell for wardens. Spine chiller blood, that's a beast lord spell. And I'll hold on to those two things. Yeah, that's the sort of call that Musk would make as a meme because he thinks it's funny. That is entirely consistent with his personality, which is that of an adolescent. But I am going to call it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's possible I'll be playing an evening of Guild Wars 2, as they've changed over the Black Lion chest, and I am a bit of I have a bit of a habit of playing some and buying keys to open the new chests every time they come out. Especially the amongst the rares is my favorite, or one of my favorite weapon collections. So it would be cool if I could get 1 or 2 of those. So that is probable for tomorrow. I would expect then I will be back here in EverQuest 2 on Thursday. So those are my plans. Knock on wood. Hopefully nothing will interrupt them. I should be back tomorrow. I hope the rest of your Tuesday night. That's right, isn't it? It is Tuesday, right? I haven't lost a day again, have I? Good. Tuesday night. Hope the rest of your Tuesday night goes great. And the rest of your week. It's hump day tomorrow. From then, it's a coast to the weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully you will see me soon. Have a great night tonight, guys. Take care, and ciao for now. Thanks again for hanging out. Night all.